And good morning. I'm rolling the ball up and down the fingers. And into the palm. And the pads of the pinky. And the thumb. And into the wrist. Good morning, Richard. It's you and me. Glad to have you aboard. And up to the knuckles, across the knuckles. And we'll leave it in the palm, interlace the fingers and squeeze.
Where is everybody?
I don't know, it's springtime. Release and squeeze. They're all out walking a few miles, I hope. And release. And squeeze. And release. And let's bounce it. Three, two, one, and we'll leave it on the floor. That's how the feet are feeling. And step on the ball right in the middle of the foot 3 times. Move it up to the knuckles. Hitting on each. Rolling across the knuckles. And then to the back of the heel, pivoting on the toes, rolling it across the back of the heel. Stepping just below the first knuckle. At the side of the top of the heel. And over in the middle of the 5th metatarsal. Roll down the bones. And scribble. Three, two, one, release, reassess, and move to the other foot. Pressing down 3 times. Up to the knuckles. Roll across the knuckles. Roll across the top of the heel. Step on those 3 points. Roll down the bones. And scribble. Three, two, one, release. Get the ball out of the way. Reassess. And hey, let's do some good mornings. I'll do 12 of those. 2, And just shake the tree. And center. You can do that all day. Twist at the waist. Swing the arms. And center with some ocean wave breathing. Fingers and thumb at the base of the spine. Step to one side and gather in starlight. And center. Same thing, the other way. And center. Walk. March. Jog. I got the seated exercises today. Do the exercises for injuries, core activation set, along with some feet stretches. If we have time, we may do some chair squats, but if you want to do rapid squats, you could do those. I'm going to do some side jacks myself. Of course, you can just keep doing what you're doing. Safe. And I'm going to start in 5, 4. Got 5 Tibetans afterwards. 3, 2, 1, 2. And 30. 2 breaths. Interlacing the fingers. Raising up overhead. Reach it up. And coming down and reaching back if you can. back to center. Bend to one side. And then bend to the other. Center, lower the hands. Press out of the chest. Come on down. Let's bring one arm behind, one arm on the bottom. Interlock the fingers. Use a band or a strap or a cloth if you need to. Pull in either direction. And the other way. Release and shrug. And roll the shoulders back. And forward. Extend the arms, rotate. In the other direction. Thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs up and down, up and down, up and down. And let's massage one of the tricep, the trapezius, right behind and to the side of the neck. And then let's get the rear deltoid behind the shoulder on the same side. And then let's go over to the other side of the trapezius. And the other deltoid. Let's bring one arm across the body, squeeze in at the elbow. And then the other. Bring the first arm behind the back, squeeze down and in. And then the other. Grab both elbows, rock side to side. Arms in a Y. Squeeze the shoulder, the scapulas back. I said a Y, I meant a W. Release. And squeeze again. And release, and one more time. Release, hands by the side, rotate the neck. Other direction. Nod. Go ear to shoulder. Tuck in the chin and peck like a pigeon. And look up. Look down. Over one shoulder. And then the other. Side lunge time. Go the other way. Come on back to the center. Bring the feet together a little bit. Maybe hip width a little further. Hinge at the waist. Keep the head back. Drop the arms. And come on up. Turn to one side. Stretch the calf. And the other. Come on back and let us grab a stick to do Dr. David Lee's dynamic stick routine. Starting with the stick behind the back, twisting at the waist. Or I think you could do it like this too. And if you want to, take a couple of steps slowly. And then bring the stick up overhead. Go back and forth. And then below the waist. And then to one side. And then the other side. Do some kayak paddling. reverse direction. Bring the stick up to the shoulders and flop the wrists. And then go down below the waist. And then back up overhead and below and up and down. And then stop at the shoulders, reverse the position of the palms so they're facing in and flop the wrists. Drop the stick down. And bring it up and down. And then bring it to the back again. And we'll do 10 step ups on either side, knee ups. They go as high as feels comfortable and safe. And same thing with the hip rotations. And put the stick in front, step back, holding on with two hands, one hand, or a finger or two. And let's go up on our toes and back on our heels, pausing for a second in each position. And we'll do it 15 times. And 15. All right. Let's put the stick down, grab a chair. And we'll just start with some putting, crossing one leg over the thigh of the other and doing 5 rotations in one direction. And then 5 in the other. And then point away from the shin and towards the shin 10 times. And then push on the knee and lean towards it, hinging at the waist. Come on back up and cross the other leg on top of the other thigh. And again, we'll do 5 rotations of the ankle in one direction. And 5 in the other. Ten pointing plantar foot fascia, foot plantar, and dorsally, back and forth towards the shin and away. 7, 8, 8, 9, 10, 10. Hands on the knees, pressing and leaning into it. Come on back up. Put your hands behind your head and do sort of a hinge at the waist, leaning forward, about 45 degrees down. We'll do 10 of these, 2, 3, 4. And then a forward reach at 45 degrees, 10 of those each way, 2. 8, 9, 10. And if you got your ball from before, grab the ball. You don't need it, but if you have it, grab it. I'll give you a second or 2. And what we're going to do is just pass it around the back of the chair 10 times. Do 5 in one direction and 5 in the other. 3, 4, 5. I'm going the other way. Good. And now straight up, reaching up, picking that cherry. Keeping the core engaged the whole time. And 10, and now some seated marches, 10 of these. Well, I got the wrong way. This way, there we go. 2, 3, 4. 9, and 10. And let's finish off. Yeah, let's do some chair squats or sit to stands, as we call them. Maybe crossing your hands, putting them in front, or pushing off if you have to. 1, 2, 3. 9, and 10. And then let's just sit down. Take a recovery breath or 2. And then we're going to do the deep inhalation in through the nose. And a nice whoosh or a foof or a ha, letting it all out through the mouth. We'll do 5 of those, starting now. And we'll stand up, get the chair out of the way. Put the ball out of the way if it's in the way. And rub those hands together. Cultivating chi. Forming a chi ball. And centering with 2 breaths. And opening our hearts. Center on that intake and exhale to set it out. And center, 2 breaths. And bring down heavenly chi. Going down, gathering up. And
That felt lonesome.
I'm sorry, Richard?
That felt lonesome.
Yes, it did. It did. Hopefully, we'll get
Nobody else. There's nobody else with us. I'd like to do the door exercise if we could do that. You know,
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
I'll put it on. I'll put it on silent here.
Okay.
Get off the mute.
And so we're going to do, if anybody joins us later on YouTube, you could do the 5 Tibetans, or you could get some bands and attach them to a door or a wall. And I'll show you what we're going to do.
There are. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. You can
Good.
keep it. You can keep. Yeah, please keep it on. We're going to do the Pallow press, which is great for the core,
Okay.
by lining it up so that it's about chest height. And we're going to stand back a little bit so that when we extend our arms out, we've got some tension, we're gonna hold for a second or two and come back in. 1, 2. We're gonna do 10 of these, bracing the core as we go out. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Then we're going to go and do it the other way. 1, 2, 3. And 10.
Right.
All right, coming back. I'm going to put the bands on the shoulder and go across the body down, touching the other thigh with the knee. The other thigh with the elbow. 6, 5, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then the other way. And 10. And then we'll face the door. Step back a bit, create a little tension, and bring the elbows right past the ribs with some rows. And 10.
Hey,
And let's create an L with the elbow against the rib cage there,
right.
and just bring the bands across the body. And then the other arm. You can step out a little more if you need more attention. Good, and then we're going to face away from the door. Put the bands up about the shoulder, a little bit above the shoulder. Go into a staggered step and push out. and 10.
Okay,
You good?
real good.
All right. So